Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just do a very quick recap. My oil thoughts, why I think it's going to bottom this week, three names in which I am very bullish on into earnings, and what one person garnered this week from watching our videos. We're going to go through that and answer his questions and show you what he wrote. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Oil, earnings, so much more. First, pause on the next slide, read it in its entirety, and then hit play. Thank you so much for reading that. I appreciate it. We have a very interesting agenda for you today. I'm going to keep it quick. You know, a lot of you watching right now actually don't know that we're doing videos 7 days a week. And that doesn't even include exclusive video content for Newsbeat Live members, like updates to strategies and whatnot. And I actually just wanted to talk about that real quickly before I just like burst into the episode. Strategies change. Strategies change. I am not sure why people don't highlight that. I think what happens is Wall Street is so intent on selling you a product, but the product remains the same. It's not like a constantly evolving product. Now you might say, who cares? Who cares about a constantly evolving product? Well, you should. Why? You're asking me why? How many of you out there right now think that the market evolves and changes? Are you kidding me? I don't know how you can if you're answering no to that question, I think we have a lot deeper issues than what you're going to garner from this episode. I think everybody agrees with that. But my question is, with the biggest algo firms in the world who have program strategies and them having to tweak it, most of the really active ones at least, constantly in order to maintain profitability in the current market, what makes you think your little 123 ABC 2123197QRS QWERTY, what makes you think that you don't have to change your strategies? It's too much work. I mean, let's just be honest. How many of you spent this quarantined weekend where you supposedly have more time than ever, or maybe you have less time than ever because you have a 1 year old and a 5 year old, not understanding what a virus is and going crazy because they can't go outside? Maybe you're dealing with a situation like that. Well, guess what? There's where Newsbeat Live comes into play. We are the number one trading destination here at T3 Live. We have people here who are so focused on helping others that some of the strategies I do today were based on other people. Not only do I take other people's strategies, I also evolve it for them, for current environment, for maximum effectiveness in the way I see it, and share it and do videos on it. This is what makes us the best, because we admit that the things we do tomorrow might not work a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. And we admit that, and we're always willing to change. So let's now go right into the show. Very quick recap. Oil thoughts. If you want to know more about these videos, watch Newsbeat Show 606 and 607. Summary. If oil pulls down to like crude oil futures, CL, if they pull down to like 1568 or less, pretty much you start going underneath 1575, I'm a buyer of oil. If it happens this week or next, I need oil to go just a little lower, technically speaking. And I'm going to be gold on oil. Gold? Yeah, gold's performing better. But you get the picture. Now, why am I bullish on oil? Just really quick, besides for the technical implications, and if you want to know exactly the technical trend line, the algorithmic trend lines I drew on it, watch the video. But I will say right over here, look how this market recovered. Look how this market recovered. You want to know what also recovered? Gold recovered, Apple recovered, Amazon is at all-time highs. Netflix is at all-time highs. Facebook recovered a lot. Not all these stocks are at all-time highs, granted. You want to know what didn't recover? OIH, USO. And I know what you're going to say. Mark, oil is bearish. Yes, I've been a long-term oil bear for many years. But let me ask you a question. If oil goes up 25% in value, do you think that makes oil bullish on the charts? It doesn't. That's the funny thing about oil. Oil could go up 50% and there's still going to be a huge oil problem. And I know what you're saying, Mark, people aren't driving a lot. As the economy reopens here, people will be using more oil. Please keep in mind that a lot of these companies, we were thinking of paying them to stop drilling oil because you have to store it and it costs money to store it. It's literally burning a hole in its tank, pun intended. So, yes, I do think oil can bounce 50% in value and it would still look like garbage on the chart. That's what happens when the price of oil goes from like 70, 80, $75 a barrel and drops it to under 20. And then if you bounce up and now it's trading at 17 and change or whatever, and if it like goes up to 25, it moved up 50%. You see my point? Which creates a tremendous opportunity with us. Next, you want to know why I like IBM, Netflix, and Intel? This is not going to be a full episode. It's a quick Newsbeat recap of the show. Watch the show in English. Bullish IBM, bullish Netflix, bullish Intel. I'm probably going to try all three and hope I make money overall between my winners and losers. Period. Next. Now we're going to move on. What one person garnered, what one person garnered from our shows. And I'm going to share with you a very interesting email. And I was going to answer all his questions, but I wanted to do it with you. So this email came in just before 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard today. And just basically says, Mark, just watched at least 15 plus of your videos. I may be overanalyzing it, but I have unlimited toxic psychology from losing and spending thousands of hard-earned dollars from rooms, from like trading rooms. I want to start fresh and correct and hopefully succeed to provide for my family. This is usually the case of the starting of a Newsbeat Live success story. Many people who have tried all the services out there, they end up here and, you know, and this is where they stay. This becomes their permanent home. Here's what I gathered. Please correct me or add. You are my last resort, and I am glad to have found you. My mind cannot fit the 4357 mentality unless I go to therapy daily. 4357 mentality means every single trading room on Wall Street right now, that any of them that I've ever seen, unless they're hidden underground somewhere in somebody's basement. Every single trade you'll do that they'll put out, any trading room will be right 43 to 57% of the time. If you're in any of the other trading rooms out there on Wall Street, try it. Try it. I'm serious. I mean, I'm sure you've tried it. Write down every single idea or every single trade that the guru takes and look at the trade. You're going to notice that they're right 43 to 57% of the time. And they try to overcompensate, like when people try to overcompensate for something by saying that you're going to make two for every time you're right once, or for every time you're wrong. So when you're right, you make two. When you're wrong, you lose one. Or you're right, you make three or four or five, and you lose one. You get the picture. Current account size, $2,000. He has $27,000 to meet the pattern day trading rule, but he's only using $2,000. So his question is, how much to use per trade on a $2,000 account? Should I use more since I have 27,000? Now here's a very interesting question. Besides for the fact that I can't legally tell you, and I'm going to go through all his questions and you're going to see this, and this is going to be very helpful, especially for those who are trying to get acclimated to our service here and get acclimated just to trading in general. I could probably help you regardless of the service you're using. You're just probably going to want to use it here, but let me help you. First of all, I can't legally tell you what to do. It's based on your situation, your life situation, and everything. Personally, what I would do is I would start with a demo account. I would start with a demo account. and literally for a month straight, start trying, and it's going to answer through later parts of your email. This email page, by the way, is 3 pages long. We're going to go over it. Start with a demo account because as a trader, your goal is to figure out what you are good with. Your goal is to figure out what you are good with. You know, it's funny when gurus try to cram 100 strategies down your throat and tell you that you have to master them all. You want to know the truth about trading? You want to know the truth about trading? You should rather be a king of one strategy than a jack of all trades. Be good at one thing as opposed to being above average or average at all of them. That is what makes a successful trader. And if you even read my show header over here, I even phrased it like this. I said, what do you call a trader who fails using 100 different strategies and then succeeds as one? And the answer, a successful trader. All you need to do is be good at one strategy. Your goal right now is not to know how much you're going to bet initially. Your goal is to know and to answer the following question. What are you best at? What is the one strategy you're doing in the current environment? Not that you like, I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care if it's not about what strategy do you like the most. It's about what strategy are you best at? If somebody else was looking at your track record and looking at all the strategies you do, which one would they say is your best strategy? Demo account it, start copying down the strategies you're doing. Platform, use Schwab and Mark's layout. Okay, so I do offer my layout here. You could use a plethora of platforms. Fusion is good. Sterling Pro is good. Lightspeed is good, especially if you want to scalp common stock on them. Schwab is very good for options, obviously. You can use any platform you want. But yes, Newsbeat Live members do get access to this, but soon I'll be offering a Sterling Pro layout. Stay tuned. Next, charting TC2000 or TradingView, but without pre or aftermarket data, right? That's the right charting platform for me. Again, at the end of the day, I like to say charting platforms are what you are used to, but if you can't pull up my same levels using the same parameters, your charting platform isn't going to help you do the same exact things that I am doing. So yes, I would say TC2 for me, I use TC2000, use the cheapest subscription. Stocks, use only the names mentioned in Twitter. These are our Newsbeat names that we give to you every single day in the pre-market, right over here. So this was on Friday. And you see 8:53 a.m. We give it to you before the open every day. So yes, I like your strategy here. Add QQQ for separate confirmation to watch where the market is going as a whole. Awesome, you get it. And this is such a brilliant email, by the way. Instrument, options. He likes options. So do I. He likes the nearest expiration, closest out of the money, or farther out to meet your sweet spot, $1 to $2.50. Yes, that is how I personally approach it. That is my sweet spot. With some exceptions on Friday, like I like lottery tickets, for example. I bought Gilead puts on Friday to bet on it going down. I paid 25 cents for them. They went up over 100% in value. I mean, how many stocks can you make 100% of your money in 15 minutes? Not many. That's why options are awesome. It's also the only way people should be trading on small accounts, in my humble opinion. Again, do your own research. Mentality, it's not about, look at this part here. I love this part. He shares his mentality. His mentality is it's not about maximizing your winners and minimizing your losers, but rather on win rate in psychology until you could comfortably increase your position size. Well, congratulations, gentlemen who wrote this email, because that took me 2014, 15 years to figure out in my trading career. 15 years before I realized that and could only apply for the last 6, 7 years. Spoken like a veteran. Trading should be as stress free and as comfortable as possible. True. Do not break out of your comfort zone. When people say you have to set your stop here even if you're uncomfortable, nonsense. That's lying to you. You know what? Keep punching yourself in the face. Even if it hurts, I want you to keep punching yourself in the face. Stay tuned. We're also going to talk about a little awesome bonus session on retail stocks. One of them went out of business, and I'm going to talk about more. Stay tuned. It's not just about pulling the trigger. Yes, trading should be as stress-free as possible and as comfortable as possible. It's not just about pulling the trigger right. It is about not pulling the trigger. That's what it's about. Sitting on your hands when you have to. That's what it's about. Beautiful. Spoken like a 20 plus year veteran. Strategy that has worked in the past 5 weeks is better than a strategy that has worked in the past 5 years. Amen. If I'm batting 80% on a strategy that's working for the past 5 weeks, would you want to do that over a strategy that's been batting 80% over the past 5 years? What if it was batting the high 90s 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and all of a sudden this year it dropped to 45%? Do you want to be doing that strategy? Yes, what worked in the past 5 weeks to me is far more valuable than has worked in the past 5 years. Ask anyone who programs an algo if they'd rather have their algo's track record working in the past 5 weeks or working overall in the past 5 years. Amen. Market is always evolving and your strategy needs to always evolve, spoken like a 20 plus year veteran. General theme is to earn from nickels and dimes while having 80% success rate. Many traders in his room have six-figure days from that. Increase size once comfortable. Be fast, enter, exit, cancel. Just quickly. Have to be less than 5 seconds. He's working on his speed to order entry. Spoken like a veteran. Equity curve must be smooth, not jagged. So when you look at your P&L equity curve, it should be a smooth curve going up, not like that. Feel comfortable leaving a lot of money on the table. The longer you hold, the more likelihood you will lose your green position. Amen. The exact opposite of what Wall Street lies to you about. How you have to you cut your losers short and let your winners run. Really, Captain Hindsight? I have great advice to you that's going to get you into the NBA. Anybody want an NBA career? I mean, when the NBA reopens. Knicks haven't lost the game this month. Do you guys want an awesome tip? I got this. You ready? Only take shots that you're going to hit. Give me 10% of your salary too for such wonderful advice because I'm here to help you. Cut your win Let your winners run, cut your losers short. You know what that's like? It's like vomiting, projectile vomiting all over you and saying you should have dodged it. Don't follow that nonsense. Next, we're going to go into the next part of the email. It was a long email, so I had to take screenshots. He shares his EMAs in colors 8 yellow, 21 blue, 55, and VWAP orange. So he just basically shares my colors for the moving averages. You're more than welcome to use that if you're following me. Yes, it's easier to use them on your chart because if you look at my chart and your chart, you'll do color recognition. But bottom line is you could use whatever you want. Time frames 1 minute and 5 minutes side by side. The truth is, you'll notice that I have like the 1 minute on the top left, the 5 minute on the top right, a 15 minute on the bottom left, and the daily on the bottom right. But honestly, if that works well for you, you could do that as well. Strategies to focus on. See, this is a beautiful thing here. Look at this. He wants to do our one and done strategy. Mark 5, know your limit, 8, 21, 55, and 100. And keep in mind, you can find most of these strategies on the internet. And we update them in the Newsbeat live room if you're a member and show you the strategy updates to them. Question, any more I should add in this market as a beginner? So this dude's talking like a 20-year veteran. Supposedly he's a beginner. Interesting. With a small account. VWAP, pivot points, 15 minutes, front run and done. I want you to do every single strategy there on a demo account. But more importantly, I want you to record how it feels, what you're comfortable with, what your win rate looks like. Yes, trading has to be comfortable and you need a high win rate. If you're not batting 70% or more on those strategies, I prefer 80% to be honest. But if you're not batting 70% or more, cut it out. Like, cut it out as if it were like a cancerous tumor, God forbid. Remove it. Just remove it. Sizing based on Mark's conviction, your psychology, comfort, and trade size. For now, start very small. For now, I want you to demo account and then work up your psychology. When he makes money, he wants to scale out at 80% and use 20% for a potential runner to make money. That's how you let your winners run. You lock in profit and you have 100% of the risk on the house. That's how you let a winner run. Unless you're just one of those people who just look at your P&L, oh, I'm up 5 grand, I'm up 10, 20, 50, 100, and you're just sitting there not peeling anything off. If that's you, you are part of the 1%. I'm talking to the other 99% of you. For now, just exit all. Exactly. Stops, no stops. Now, this is a beautiful thing. You might be saying, no stops. Every market guru says you need a stop. No, the stop is already built into his trade. If he buys $500 worth of options, he's not losing more than $500. He does not need a full stop if he's comfortable losing $500. Do you get that? This guy is a beginner, supposedly. Supposedly. Yet he's talking like he's been trading as long as like a seasoned grizzled veteran. Entry, limit orders to buy on an open order. Right. So you could use limit orders like that. Mark 5 and one and done tend to be market order trades. But yes, entries on limit orders to buy, beautiful. Exit, try to limit sell to close with a market order on the oh crap moments. Perfectly said. Do you guys get this? Do you see what he's saying? Think about the psychology of what he's saying. He is saying that he wants to only open orders with a limit order. So he's fighting for his best price. If he doesn't get filled, screw it. It goes without him. After he gets filled, he also wants to get the best price possible by putting in a limit sell. But at that point, he's ready to market on the oh crap moments if he needs to get out of it. Oh my God. Who is this guy? I mean, I know his name. I'm not going to share it with you unless he wants. I'm sure he'll come in and share his name in the room. Target small. Maybe 20 cents above the highest filled order. How to determine? You're going to get comfortable in the demo account seeing how much you could generally make, and you're going to have a better idea. So you're going to actually do it through self-determination. The execution on Schwab. As you start seeing the price nearing your level, EMA, VWAP, pivot price, etc., start watching the options level 2 quotes. Correct. Wait until the, and for legal purposes, I'm only telling them to do this on a demo account. Wait until the price reaches past the line level you are watching. That's when you start entering. Correct. Let's say the highest bid in the level 2 is $2. Click on the level 2 quote to set the price, then manually click arrows to lower it to $1.90, for example. I'm adding, for example, then click buy to open. Lower again to $1.85, then click buy to open. Correct. Correct, 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 correct. If you're a Newsbeat Live member, I'll be posting this entire email in Twitter, by the way. Let's go to the final part of his email. Lower again to $1.80. Once all or most are filled, cancel your remaining open orders. So you already see what he's doing. He's actually planning on averaging down as the trade is going through his level to get his full size. So instead of just saying, let's say the dude wants 3 option contracts. So instead of buying 3 of them at $1.90, at this point he puts one at $1.90, one at $1.85, and one at $1.80. So as it goes down, you see that? Brilliant. Brilliant. Once all or most are filled, cancel the remaining orders. So basically, if he gets filled at $1.90 and it starts going up, he's going to cancel his remaining orders. You guys got to watch. I'm telling you right now, you got to rewatch this video, and then we're going to talk about the retails and which one went out of business, and my biggest regret about it. To sell immediately. Notice the word immediately. Set the price to the highest you got filled on, then increase by 10, 20, or 30 cents. Start small for now, then click sell to close. Dude, where did you come from? This dude just climbed out of a hole. Like, is brilliant. Yes, sir. And legally speaking, I'm only telling him to do this in his demo account, but wow, brilliant. Question, how far to push up the target price to do a sell limit? 10, 20, or 30 cents makes sense to me. Now I'm going to answer his questions because I wanted to answer them with you as opposed to just writing him an email in return. If there are a lot of volume, if there's a lot of volume in a specific bid, should I choose a higher one to get ahead of the line and get filled before them? In some circumstances, yes. That is a very unique circumstance. In some situations, you could even go underneath them because a lot of times they're going to flash through them. If it's on a bear flag formation, a lot of times they nail the bid down and you get a flush below the level and you could actually put a bid below. On a digestive pattern, if there's a bid, yes, I'll generally jump in front. You see, it's all situational. How to determine when to truly exit if no stop loss? What should be the mental stop? Your mental stop should be wherever you are mentally comfortable with, as long as 100% of the option trade is in your comfort zone. See what I'm saying? You can actually, like, if you buy $500 worth of options, you're probably risking $2,000, might not be fully comfortable losing 500 bucks. The truth is, I find it, and again, since you're doing demo, you're not going to lose anything, but for demo purposes, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose usually the 500 bucks. That generally will never happen. So let's say, for example, you bought $1.95, you bought $1.85, you bought $1.80. Those are three contracts. Your average price is $1.85, which makes your average price $4.55. $5.55, right? So you're risking $555 on three option contracts in your above example. It doesn't go up and fill you. Let's talk devil's advocate. It goes against you. $1.75, $1.65, $1.55, $1.45, $1.35, $1.25. Okay, something is expletive wrong here. You took a $180 loss selling three contracts at $1.25. But Mark, it went down to $1. I lost 85 cents. You lost 255 bucks on your demo account. So that's in the beginning. Over time, what's going to happen is you're going to get comfortable looking at certain candlesticks. So a lot of times I give it two candlesticks through the level. Like, so let's say the first candlestick breaks your moving average. I wait for the next candle to close. Let's say it's a 5-minute candle, breaks the moving average. The candle closes, you're in the position. The next candle goes against you. And when it goes with you, it's very easy to say that you're selling out making money. Let's say it goes against you. You wait for that next candle to close. After that candle closes, I'll usually, generalization, have a stop underneath that candle. But you're going to get comfortable with it based on your own parameters because I don't know what your psychological fortitude is. You're saying you're a very toxic person. Um, as a toxic person, I wouldn't even put a stop based on value. I'd put a stop based on time. You buy a position, let's say your average winning trade lasts 3 minutes and 46 seconds. What do you do then? You have an average trade. You look at every single, I don't even care how much you make in your demo account. You have an average trade that lasts 3 minutes and 45 seconds. What do? Let's say 3 minutes and 45 seconds is the duration of your average winner. As soon as you enter a trade, check that out. You go to 3 minutes 45 seconds and you just go boop, start, and you literally just hit the start button. And as soon as that goes beep, 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 you either sell out of your position or set like a 1 cent or 2 cent stop. I find it hilarious that Wall Street likes to base stop losses on dollar amount because you know how much you're going to lose. I believe that time should be a stop loss factor. I'll prove it to you. How many traders are in a position that doesn't stop them out? How many times does this happen to people? And type in 11 in chat if this is you. Or if you're watching YouTube, Facebook, type in 11 right now. You're in a position, you don't hit your where you want to sell out profitably, and you're not stopped out yet. So you just sit there and you're watching that position for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour and a half, and you just get stuck watching it. Does anybody ever talk about that? What happens when a position doesn't go with you or against you? It's a little against you, and then you're up a little, but not where you want to be, and then you're down a little, you're like, oh, F word, and now you're all of a sudden upset. Why doesn't Wall Street talk about stop losses based on time and not dollars? Why do rooms outside of the Newsbeat live room have 97 to 98% failure rates? Hmm. How many bars should I wait in the 5 minute or 1 minute if it goes against me? I notice on it sometimes it takes 3 bars until it goes in your favor. Just like I said, usually two, rarely 3 bars before it goes in my favor. So I think I sort of answered your next question somehow with the previous question. I just don't know when to call it quits on a trade. Should I watch the cues or should I quit after 70% loss of position? Base it on time. I answered your question again. You're going to figure out how long you're as a personal, Wall Street loves to say, "Are you a swing trader? Are you a day trader? Are you an intraday trader? Are you an income trader? Let's just throw you in the basket with everyone else like Michael Jordan. Oh, here's a day trader." Whoosh, swish. You're all unique. You're all unique. You're all different. You all have talents. You all have weaknesses. Your goal to be a successful trader is to identify a strength before you identify strengths, and identify your weaknesses. Chop out the weaknesses. Don't become better at your weaknesses. A lot of times, as a generalization, that is usually the biggest mistake. You suck at something, you suck at doing something. I want to make it better. I want to make it better. I want to make it better. How much money are you going to kick out to make that strategy better? Why not just say, all right, I'm good at this one thing. I'm going to exploit the damn thing, get paid for it, get paid for it. And after a while, after I have a cushion, a little mattress of money that I could sit on and be a little more some breathing room, I'm going to say, okay, I might try something else. So that's, I guess I answered your next question. I just don't know when to call quits on a trade. So I'm already thinking I gave you the perfect answer. Base it on time. Base it on time, not money. Because you can make money if you buy a stock that you're planning on being out in 5, 10, 15 minutes, 1 minute, and all of a sudden it starts lasting an hour or two. Even if you make money, you're going to suffer psychological toxicity. Nobody likes to talk about that. You can actually get hurt from making money. You want proof? You want proof that making money can hurt you? How many people want proof right now that making money could be one of the stupidest, worst things that you do? I know you look at me like my crack dealer is quarantined. I promise you I'm not smoking any. Okay? So you're in a position. You buy a stock. It plummets against you. You double in. How many people are already relating to me? You bought a stock, you're down money, you double in. It goes down a little more, you triple in, as you want that best average price possible. Then you quadruple in. And then it either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, you're having a blowout day and you're losing a lot of money. If it works, you're usually selling when you're barely at or above or near break even. How many people can relate exactly with what I am saying? And a lot of times you'll triple or quadruple down, and your P&L is down $4, $5, $6, $7,000, and then you end the trade up 1,000, and you think you did something smart. And then your brain rewards you for your idiocy, stupidity, impulsiveness. It rewards you. It's like, oh, here's $1,000, you moron. You know what you're doing with that $1,000? You are borrowing that money. You're borrowing it. You know who you're borrowing it from? The same market who gave it to you, and you're going to pay it back with interest like you've never seen before in your life. Because what's going to happen in the future? You're going to double, triple down again, you're going to make. You're going to double, triple down again, you're going to make. You're going to double, triple down, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose more money than every single time that you've done it prior. So, yes, making money can be a stupid thing if you're making it in the wrong way. Losing money can be a positive thing if you're losing it in the right way. Making or losing money doesn't have to do with the psychological fortitude or toxicity. It's how you made, how you lost, which ultimately answers that. Never forget that. Again, not sure why other trading rooms don't talk about that. Maybe that's why they all of them out there on Wall Street borderline 97 to 98% failure rates. And I just want to, now that we're being open and honest, look, I ran rooms where I've had, my 93, 94%, and I consider failure rate based on retention rate. So all of a sudden, like 100 people sign up for my service, and 4 people remain, 5 people, 6 people, 7 people at the end of the year out of the 100? Is it because they don't like day trading anymore? Or is it because they blew out and not my fault or their fault or combination of I didn't help them enough or whatever, they decided not to re-up? How's that for a dose of honesty? And I've been running these rooms for 13 years before I could get to the point where I am today and comfortably say, you know why we're the biggest room here? You know why we're the biggest Wall Street room? You know why we're the number one room here at T3 Live? Because I sucked at my job many years ago, even though people thought I was telling me that I was good and I was making money because I was very good for a marketing funnel back in 2000 whatever. And I was very good and I could bring people in and it was just a revolving door. And the more marketing dollars go in, the same amount of people go out. And it just keeps spinning in the middle. And you have a line going in and a line going out and it keeps spinning. This time around, 13 years later, after running trading rooms, I have learned how not to suck and how to help the majority of people. Do you help 100% of the people? You know what? 100% of the people who join this room will not be successful. 100% won't lose. Every room on Wall Street can say that. But here's the difference. What makes me different than the other rooms on Wall Street? If you round up the number of losing traders they have in their room at any time, if you round it up to the nearest 5, 100% of them lose. If you round it up to the nearest 5, like if 95% of them fail and you round it up to the nearest 5, you get 100. 100% of them fail. 100% of the people if you round it up. Not here. Not anymore. That's what makes us different. Because we understand these concepts and we understand that you're an individual. We understand that individuals need to find what they do well as an individual as opposed to just a blanket, you know, blanket strategy upon everyone and say, everyone execute this. Where should I typically put my sell limit target? 20, 30, 50%, watch the chart until the bar stop topping. I liked your idea of just the 10, 20, 30 cents in your demo account. Remember, I can't legally tell you where to put in your orders. Yes, in your demo account, I like you making 10, 20, 30 cents. Can I use options for your earnings play? If so, how? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. There are people who've done it in our room and have done it very successfully. Again, we had a very nice report card. And again, this is also just for mathematical possibilities and demos. And this is our earnings from last season, $169,794. They just represent mathematical samples of what could be possible because I would never, ever tell you ever to buy or sell a security. So can you use options? Yes. But when you use options on earnings, you have to be right 2 times. You have to be right in the direction of your gap. If you're buying straight calls and puts, you have to be right in the direction of your gap. And you have to be right for how much it goes through. So a lot of times names will move just a little bit and you won't make a lot of money. I know earnings season is starting, and if you're a Newsbeat Live member, you're going to get unfettered access to our entire earnings plays. We're very stingy on the names we pick. We don't just blanket vomit names on you. And that's what it is. And just to be clear, yeah, my earnings list, not my intraday, but my earnings list does fall in the 43.57 paradigm. Yes, it turns out real well, numerically and mathematically and visually speaking. Is there a way to do options on earning? Yes, if you're expecting a big move. I personally am not the biggest fan of it. Sometimes I do it, but it's the exception, not the rule. Your plan for the Newsbeat Live Room. Buy monthly, then on the open house this May, buy the discounted annual to save money. Save money. We give so much to charity on the open houses too. Um, you'll be doing a good thing for humanity. Watch all videos. Thank you. I'm honored. Start small and exit quick until 80% plus success rate, then scale up. Amen. Amen. Start small, exit quick until 80% success rate, then scale up. You want to know why people can't scale up out there? Because they're batting 43 to 57%. They're batting approximately 50%. That's why you can't scale up because you don't have the confidence in your strategy, nor should you. Do you realize how it feels to scale up when you're batting 80%? Most people don't know what it's like to bat 80%. Let me tell you how it feels. When you bat 80%, scaling up is the most naturally occurring thing in nature. It's like you walk outside, it's spring, there's a flower, there's a little bunny hopping, there's a little bunny hopping. Oh, look how beautiful. Doesn't surprise me. What am I doing? 10 contracts? I'm going to go to 15. I'm going to go to 20. I'm going to go to 30. I'm going to go to 40. I'm going to go from 1,000 shares to 2,000 to 5,000, from 300 to 600, from 300 to 500, from 300 to 1,000. It's a naturally occurring thing, and it comes to you very naturally without you needing to think about it. People don't do it because they're not confident in their strategies. How on earth are you supposed to be confident in a strategy when you cannot bat 70% or higher? Oh, because why exactly? So, yes, spoken like a 20-year veteran. Start small, exit quick, 80% success rate, then scale up. Amen. Pray a lot. I'm not going to get into the religious aspects of everything, but for those who do believe in higher powers, yes, I do feel spiritual connection is a very good way to have a focus in life. Helps with a lot of, as I say, and it's crazy, and maybe you want to just call it whatever it is, but I've made more money since I've been giving the most money to charity. I make the most amount of money for myself ever since I give the most to charity. They go hand in hand for me. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. A lot of people have told me the same. Sleep adequately. Amen. I would go personally to sleepbracelet.com. It is, if you're struggling with sleep, a lot of people um, have, I'll show you the website real quick. Since you're bringing it up, I'm not going to show you a website of who to pray for because imagine that. Um, right here, sleepbracelet.com. See how it works. Biomagnetic fields. Beautiful thing. Check it out. Helps my children sleep. My 1 year old, my 1 year old during this quarantine, well, not during, well, not now, but like before, like when he was like earlier on as a 1 year old, I would be completely asleep. And you know what he'd be like? He'd be like this. And I'd be like this. He'd be like, ah, ah, ah. Drool hanging down my mouth. What? Ah. So what I did was, now that you're mentioning sleep, because you're mentioning sleep, we took the band. You can't put these bands around a kid. So what we did was we took this metal piece off right here. We took the metal part off. We literally cut off the band. And with two pieces of scotch tape, I taped it on the back of his diaper where he couldn't see it or feel it. Now, kids like this. Check it out. Check it out. Okay. Um, going back here. So you said pray a lot, sleep adequately. Yes, yes. Eat right. Yes. Exercise. Yes. We talk about a nitric oxide dump. Dr. Mercola has a really good one, a free one on YouTube. Nitric oxide dump for how to dump the nitric oxide in your body. You could read about the scientific things on it, and it's literally a 2 minute exercise in which you could do right in front of your computer. It's quite amazing. It takes no time at all. You don't need gym equipment. Work hard. Yes, I believe in working hard in things that you believe in. If making money is things that you believe in, make sure that you are the best you can. He says, thank you, Mark. You are my last hope. I'm going to tell you something that I'm going to do for you. And I don't want you to take this personally because it's not. I'm going to do anything that I can to help you along your journey. Anything that I can do to help you along your journey, I'm going to do. And it's not personal because I would do that for any Newsbeat Live member. Any Newsbeat Live member. Anything that I can do to help you, you are going to have the support here in the Newsbeat Live room like no other trading community in the world. We are here 7 days a week. Yes, sure. If I have an emergency, I have to do something. Yes, very rarely. Usually I'm off like 2 to 6 days a year, and it's not even vacation, it's just like emergency. Something like my internet, like whatever, I had new internet lines being installed, whatever, you get the picture. But um, I will do anything that I can to help you. I would do anything that I can to help you, and I would go out of my way to help you in any way possible. And I'm saying not don't take it personally because that's what we do here in the Newsbeat Live Room. The members will look after each other. And as I always say, I am by far the second most valuable piece of this room, far behind the entire community as a whole, because our entire community steps up and tries to help traders all the time. It is just such a blessed place to be. To me, it's funny. um, my son, they do. I just want to share with you something. They do their schools right now online. I'm not sure if you're aware, but my son, he doesn't go to school, obviously. So sometimes what they did was they had his teachers who were driving around in cars and like waving, like all the teachers would go inside a car. I don't want to drop. They broke social distancing. All right, fair. I don't know if it was all his teachers or just one or two. And they would drive around the car. I didn't see them, I was working. And they would drive past in the car and they would pull up in front of your house and then honk the horn and they would wave at the kids and go to the next kid's house. It was a really cute thing. And one of the things they asked the kids to do is to say one thing they're grateful for. So they would have the kids say something they're grateful for, then they asked the parents to be involved too. And the thing that I said that I am grateful for, the most grateful thing in the world that I have, is that I said that I have two families. And I'm very blessed to have two families, the family of my wife and my kids and everyone else around me, and the Newsbeat Live Room. And those are really my two families. And for me, that is where I am most blessed because when life is good, there's no people around me that I would rather have than those family members around me. And when life gets tough, there's not going to be anybody else in the world who supports you more than those two families. So for me, that was the most powerful thing that I had. I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for the beautiful email. We're walking into earnings week. You know there's going to be no better place. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for making the Newsbeat live room really, um, very biasedly saying here, obviously, the best community in the world. So thank you very much. I love you guys. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Can you guys imagine that supposedly that email that you saw came from a beginner trader? My goodness, my goodness. Have a wonderful evening.